Hello everyone. Welcome to my YNR 24 spoilers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kyle rages, Matt's next move, and Kane's barrier. Spoilers for the week of November 10th, 2025 have been released for The Young and the Restless. Fans should anticipate a daring move from Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall. There will be another challenge for Kane Ashby. In addition, Kyle Abbott becomes enraged. Let's discuss the upcoming events in the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. Newman, Claire Grace, was questioned. Let's start with Claire Grace Newman, who has made the decision to go back to Genoa City. Holden Novak revealed some details regarding his relationship with Audra Charles before departing. It gave the impression that Holden was a decent man who had recently received a large amount of pilfered funds. I believe there is more to the story, even though Holden does seem like a decent man. HTTPS is celebrating the SOAPS/The Young and the Restless at The Young and the Restless spoilers. Thursday, November. Noah's memory. Sharon's Jeopardy. Sienna's trouble. Holden acknowledged that he would wait to tell Claire part 2. Kyle Abbott blows up. Claire will therefore not be pleased when she returns, and is questioned by Kyle right away. Claire would probably see her ex as the troublemaker rather than the former bartender, even if Kyle had proof against Holden. Additionally, Kyle might push Claire farther away than he has in the past, which might cause him to lose it. Kane Ashby's challenge. According to spoilers for the week of November 10th on The Young and the Restless, Kane might have another challenge. Lily Winters loses it and explodes. Phyllis Summers might intervene while Lily storms off, enraged with Kane once more. Phyllis will get under Kane's skin while attempting to comfort him. November 10th, 2025 week. Daniel Jr. and Tessa Porter will also be seen by fans. As they handle their hot connection, they will have to make some choices. The fact that Tessa is experiencing some sensual dreams suggests that there will be passion in the next episodes. Victor Newman also initiates a cunning scheme. Jack Abbott must be the opponent that it is aiming for. Jack is protecting Jabot as best he can, but what lies ahead? Additionally, Sienna Bacall and Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, will appear in a few additional scenes. Furthermore, is Noah Newman merely concealing things, or does he actually suffer from memory loss? Stay tuned as Nick, Sharon, and Victoria Newman are determined to find out. Mitch Bacall was killed by Matt, who also stole his identity. According to teasers for The Young and the Restless, Matt Clark, who appears to have taken over Mitch Bacall's life, may have killed him. Did Matt break up with Mitch in order to start over and conceal his true identity? Has he been exposed by Nick and Sharon Newman? Matt Clark is portrayed by Roger Howarth. Roger Howarth is portraying Matt Clark, who has been stalking Nick and Sharon for years, according to confirmation. But he doesn't want to be connected to Matt or anything related to him, and Matt wants everyone to think he is Mitch Bacall. Even Sharon, who clearly knows better, is denied it by Mitch. In a recent interview with SOD, Howarth said that Matt genuinely believes this in some manner. Howarth remarked, "If someone is posing as someone else, you kind of know everything about that person." Matt, on some level, really believes in the life that he has been living all these years as Mitch. This suggests that Matt thinks he is Mitch. At one point, Mitch Bacall was someone else. Clearly, Matt didn't create a new character. Instead, he took over someone else's life. But this raises the question of what happened to the other man. Fans are aware that years ago, Matt attempted to implicate Nick for his demise, but that turned out to be incorrect, and Nick was exonerated of any involvement in Matt's demise. Will it soon come to light that Matt killed the actual Mitch and took his life? It's possible that Mitch's resemblance to Matt made it simpler for Matt to assume control of his life, knowing that nobody would miss him. Is Sienna Bacall unaware that Mitch is actually someone else? What is the duration of Mitch and Sienna's relationship? Matt Clark is a bad person. Let's be honest, Matt is a bad guy. He tried to rape Sharon twice until Nick intervened and stopped him. Sharon's closest friend, who ran down a cliff with him, was also sexually assaulted by Matt. Would it be unexpected in the slightest that Matt killed Mitch in order to live the new life he desired? Will Matt revert to his previous behavior? The extent to which Matt will go is limitless. More details about how Matt took over Mitch's life should soon become available. Fans are undoubtedly interested in how all of this transpired. For as long as he can get away with it, expect Matt to keep denying his former identity. In the interim, what would Matt do with the Newmans? The ghost behind the mask, Matt's next step. Secrets have always lurked in Genoa City's shadows. But this week, they tighten their hold on Matt Clark, or rather, the man posing as Mitch Bacall. The figure has a dual nature that is both captivating and ominous because to Roger Howarth's terrifying portrayal. He's Mitch to the outside world, slick, prosperous, and strangely content. Beneath that facade, however, is a guy plagued by a stolen identity and a violent, manipulative, and obsessive history. Matt's choice to take on Mitch Bacall's life was a rebirth rather than just a masquerade. A monster that can no longer distinguish between lies and reality is the result of years of stalking, plotting, and self-destruction. Matt really believes in the life that he has been living all these years as Mitch, as Howarth himself disclosed. This psychological fissure serves as the catalyst for his subsequent actions. A man is seen by the audience playing house with Sienna Bacall, yet there is a hollowness in his gaze, a hint that something genuine is lacking. As they start to get closer to his secrets, he makes his most recent move. His obsession has always been around Sharon and Nick Newman, who represent the normalcy and love he could never have. Matt senses the walls closing in as they begin to delve into Mitch's background. He resurrects Matt Clark while attempting to bury him forever, which is a wonderful irony. There are rumors that Matt's frantic quest for a fresh start may have killed the actual Mitch Bacall. If that's the case, Matt's next move is about legacy rather than just survival. One stolen page at a time, he is rewriting his life's narrative. Even Sienna, who is perceptive and emotionally sensitive, is oblivious that the man she loves is a ghost disguised as someone else since the metamorphosis is so profound. When Sharon confronts Mitch in an attempt to verify her concerns, the psychological strain increases. She catches glimpses of Matt, his speech pattern, and the recognizable sparkle in his eyes when he's trapped. Matt, on the other hand, deflects with a charm that is practiced to the point of hallucination. He is no longer acting, at least in his imagination. He is Mitch Bacall. He gains power and danger from this misconception, both to himself and to everybody around him. This deception grows more plausible the longer he lives it. Matt might go for them directly in his next move. He will need to take preventative action if Sharon and Nick carry out their inquiry, possibly planning a catastrophe to allay suspicions. Who he will pick as his next pawn is more important than whether he will lash out. Someone always pays the price when Matt Clark feels trapped, as Genoa City has long discovered. Kane's challenge, a heart split and a history repeating. In the meantime, Kane Ashby encounters yet another obstacle in his convoluted and protracted emotional path. Billy Flynn's portrayal of Kane's struggle this week, which may be a mirror to Matt's plot, is more about identity than circumstance. When Lily Winters reaches her breaking point, Kane's cycle of romantic and personal destruction culminates. Lily's sometimes saintly patience has run out. In a heated exchange, any sympathy she may have had for Kane's errors vanishes. Her anger stems from years of unfulfilled promises and recurrent cycles, rather than a single betrayal or miscommunication. She rushes off with the weary finality of someone who is finally choosing herself above chaos, not with theatrical wrath. Lily's rage isn't Kane's problem. Rather, it's his incapacity to change. His natural tendency is to seek solace, and Phyllis Summers, ever the shrewd one, is there to do just that. Phyllis's compassion is a double-edged sword that simultaneously calms and disturbs. While comforting Kane, she also fanned the flames of animosity toward Lily. Emotional confusion, a poisonous mixture of need, pride, and regret, is the outcome. Naturally, Phyllis's intentions are never pure. It's unclear if she genuinely feels sympathy for Cain or just views him as a helpful ally. However, there is no denying her effect. She makes Cain doubt his value, his marriage, and his role in Genoa City with a single, well-timed grin. It's easy to see her uttering the exact words that steer him in a more sinister direction. For viewers, the recurrent tragedy of self-inflicted wounds is a reoccurring topic in The Young and the Restless. Cain's inability to learn is what ultimately leads to his demise rather than fate. Every challenge he encounters is a mirror of his decisions, which he chooses not to examine. However, this week's challenge could be the last straw that breaks his relationship with Lily or his last opportunity at atonement. When Lily, hurt and disappointed, shifts her focus elsewhere, perhaps toward Daniel Jr., whose rekindled chemistry with Tessa Porter adds another level of love complexity, the emotional stakes rise. In a moment of weakness, Cain might be drawn toward Phyllis by the complex web of betrayal and love. That one choice might cause years of repercussions for a man known for his blunders. The price of control, Kyle rages. In contrast to Matt's deceit and Cain's hesitancy, Kyle Abbott's plot this week is filled with unadulterated, impetuous rage. Michael's portrayal depicts a man on the verge of restraint rather than reason. One of the most intense incidents of the week was his encounter with Claire Grace Newman, a collision of pride, insecurity, and emotional bewilderment. Claire anticipates a fresh start upon her return to Genoa City, an opportunity to rest and start over. But instead of showing her empathy, Cal confronts her with interrogation due to his suspicion and jealousy. He demands information on Holden Novak, her mysterious prior link, with an intensity that verges on obsession. Kyle's strategy guarantees failure, even if his suspicions are valid. Claire, already hurt and fiercely independent, flinches at his charges. Kyle pushes her farther away than ever before, which is a predicted but terrible outcome. Claire isn't truly the source of Kyle's wrath. It has to do with the appearance of control. Kyle's anger serves as his defense mechanism in a world where the Abbotts are continuously under attack due to Jack's demands, Victor Newman's plots, and the family's internal strife. He lashes out at people closest to him when he is unable to manage the chaos around him. His anger serves as both his protection and his sole means of communication. However, anger in Genoa City always has repercussions. Claire and his family could become estranged as a result of Kyle's eruption. Jack could have to step in because he is already burdened by corporate disputes with Victor. The company's precarious togetherness might be shattered if Kyle's outburst finds its way into Jabot's professional domain, as it appears inevitable. Aiming directly at Jack, Victor's cunning scheme might take advantage of Kyle's instability by utilizing his rage as the spark that ignites a business firestorm. Additionally, Kyle's anger is tragic rather than evil due to an emotional undertone. Beneath the hostility is a man who yearns to be seen by everyone, including his father and his partners. His accusations against Claire are all motivated by fear. Fear of loss, fear of betrayal, fear of insignificance. Kyle doesn't understand that his rage is self-destructive, but the audience does. He's still too caught up in the delusion that anger equates to power. His anger may cause him to make irreversible actions as the week goes on. Kyle's spiral into emotional turmoil promises to be one of the week's pivotal arcs, whether that means undermining Claire's developing romance, confronting Holden in a public spectacle, or even siding with odd allies to make a point. Like a hurricane, his rage will leave both emotional and professional devastation in its wake. Thematic threads and parallel paths. The Young and the Restless plot this week is especially compelling because of its thematic coherence. Three guys at separate crossroads, Matt, Cain, and Kyle, are united by the same internal conflict, control, and identity. To get away from his past, Matt adopts a fictitious identity. Cain undermines the connections that define him because he struggles with his own value. Kyle's incapacity to manage his world is the root of his anger. Every individual is a prisoner of his own thoughts. These males are surrounded by women who act as mirrors and catalysts. Matt's meticulously constructed delusion is in danger of being revealed by Sharon Newman's intuition. The ignorance of Sienna Bacall highlights the extent to which Matt has altered his reality. Lily Winters forces Kane to face his shortcomings since she is a compassionate and responsible person. Ever the manipulator, Phyllis Summers takes advantage of Kane's disarray. Additionally, Kyle uses Claire Grace Newman as an emotional battlefield to fight his insecurity. This control tapestry includes Victor Newman's subplot as well. His devious plan to go after Jack Abbott is the outward manifestation of the interior conflicts that are going on throughout the episode. Victor's schemes serve as a reminder to viewers that power, whether it be business, psychological, or emotional, always has a price. No lie goes unpunished in Genoa City, and no secret stays hidden. The core of psychology, the lies we tell. The examination of self-deception is what takes these entwined arcs above simple soap opera dramatics. Every character is living a lie of some sort. Matt has literally robbed a life with his falsehood. Kane maintains acting as though he can change without putting in the effort, which is an emotional lie. Kyle's psychological deception stems from his belief that control will shield him from suffering. These falsehoods don't exist in a vacuum. Rather, they reinforce one another and have the potential to spread throughout the entire community. Additionally, there is an eerie parallel between Kane Ashby's quest for authenticity and Matt Clark's metamorphosis into Mitch Bacall. In a way, both are imposters. Kane pretends to be the perfect husband he wishes he were, while Matt pretends to be a deceased guy. Kyle, on the other hand, turns into an emotional mirror of both, a man who lashes out to prove his existence because he feels invisible. The Young and the Restless has always been brilliant at transforming melodrama into metaphor. Beneath the confrontations and betrayals, there's a constant contemplation about identity. When we take off our masks, who are we? The mask is Matt's identity. Kane's guilt is concealed behind the mask. Anger serves as Kyle's mask, protecting him from vulnerability. The path ahead and foreshadowing. Viewers should anticipate a significant tightening of the threads before the conclusion of the week. As Sharon and Nick get closer to the truth, Matt's facade might start to fall apart. He could be exposed by a single error, such as a slip of speech or a piece of recollection. One of the most unsettling legacies of the show, Matt's predatory obsession, may resurface if Sharon pushes too hard. A decision will determine Kane's future. Will he give in to Phyllis's deception or confront his own demons at last? He could be saved or doomed by his next move. Kane giving in to temptation while telling himself it's comfort is a classic example of Y&R, tragedy masquerading as relief. Meanwhile, Kyle's fury can result in emotional collapse or public disgrace. He might be destroyed by the rupture with Claire, which would make him face the hollowness beneath his rage. His father's response will be crucial. Would Jack act as a mentor or chastise him for continuing to rebel? Victor Newman's covert schemes create the ideal storm behind all of this. Genoa City may once again find itself at the heart of instability, where personal grudges and commercial conflicts blend together, if his scheme to eliminate Jack collides with Kyle's breakdown and Kane's downward spiral. The anatomy of turmoil in conclusion. Matt's next move, Kane's obstacle, Kyle rages, is a study of human fragility rather than merely a week of dramatic entertainment. A distinct aspect of self-destruction is reflected in each plot. The darkness of denial is Matt's. The tragedy of weakness is Kane's. The rage of insecurity is Kyle's. When taken as a whole, they depict men who are unable to confront themselves. High-stakes emotion based on psychological realism is what The Young and the Restless does best as the week of November 10th, 2025 progresses. Every decision taken this week has repercussions that could last for months or even years. Loyalty will shatter, lies will come to light, and Genoa City will never be the same after the dust settles. Make sure to stay up to date on all that is currently going on with Y&R Return frequently for news, updates, and spoilers about The Young and the Restless.